Did you see this in Wall-E? When Eve comes to in the Axiom's garbage disposal room, tiny robots scurry around her. Look closely and you'll realize that they're not just tiny robots, but computer mice. Did you know this about Pixar's Up? On the composer credit page, there is a little clipping of music notation, which music readers will recognize as a literal clip of the film's main theme Married Life by Michael Giacchino. Did you spot this in Cars 3? Have a look at Mr. Sterling's shelves, and you'll see that he's not just a fan of a comeback story, but a Cinderella story as well. Check it out. Right there on the top right shelf. It's Cinderella's carriage. Blink and you'll miss this moment in Iron Man when Tony Stark fires his repulsor. Look closely and you can actually see where the repulsor gets its energy from, as beams of energy move through Tony's chest from the arc reactor to his hand. Did you catch this in Minions? Just before Stuart, Bob and Kevin go window shopping at Music Pad, you can see a men's clothing store next door called Our Meladandry. This is a little shout out from producer and CEO of Illumination Studios, Chris Meladandry, to his pops, Roland, who owned a clothing store in NYC. Did you notice this in Iron Man? Stark Industries has a unique logo, but it bears a strong resemblance to a real-life company. Known for their production on many of the military's aircrafts, the logo for Stark Industries was heavily inspired by the logo for Lockheed Martin. Did you catch this in Minions? There's actually a mistake in the movie's timeline. When Stuart is presented with the guitar at the end of the film, he plays the guitar solo in Van Halen's Eruption. However, given the movie was set in 1968, and Eruption was released in 1978, this means that Stuart played this song nearly 10 years before Van Halen. Did you notice this in Sonic the Hedgehog? While Sonic is running down the street, he passes a street sign that holds a neat Easter egg. If you zoom in, you can see that this street is called Mega Drive. Mega Drive was the official name of the Sega Genesis outside of North America. Did you catch this in How to Train Your Dragon? There's a hippo being carried by one of the dragons. If you're a fan of Madagascar, this hippo should look familiar to you. It's Gloria, voiced by Jada Pinkett Smith. Did you see this in Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse? You can actually clock Peter B. Parker's healing abilities. Watch his right eye in the scene where he escapes Miles's ties and takes the goober. His eye heals in real time over the span of 2 minutes. Did you see this in How to Train Your Dragon? In the scene where Toothless allows Hiccup to touch him, Toothless gives a slight hesitation. This was actually a happy accident, a glitch that the animators kept in because it added more emotion to the scene. You missed this in Saving Private Ryan. During the chaos of battle, watch what happens when this medic is shot in his canteen. First water pours out of the hole, but then blood begins to leak out. Then in the next shot, as the other medics work on wounded soldiers, we see him shoving a bandage into his pants to deal with the same wound. Did you notice this in Man of Steel? As Zod is destroying the building around Superman, there's a poster on a workstation that drops to the floor below that reads "Keep calm and call Batman." Sound advice. Bruce will have to pick up the tab for a lot of this infrastructure. Did you see this in Zootopia? When Judy scrolls through her MP3 player, check out the names of the artists she has downloaded. They're animal puns on real famous musicians and groups. Did you know that in Toy Story 4? You can see Boo from Monsters Inc. playing games at the carnival. Did you notice this details in Transformers: The Last Knight? When Optimus Prime arrives at Cybertron, he approached his maker, which is Quintessa. If you look closely, you will see the damage in Prime's chest that he gets in Transformers: Age of Extinction, but in the middle of the movie it is already fixed. This is because Quintessa fixed him. Did you catch this in Transformers: Dark of the Moon? When Sentinel Prime shot Ironhide, he actually aimed it to Ironhide's weapons, so that he can no longer use it. You can actually see the damaged weapon fall and Sentinel kick it away from Ironhide.